Welcome to the Self-Care Savage podcast. Self-Care Savage is a term I've coined that combines elements of self-care in a more assertive and bold approach, taking care and growing self-worth. On the Self-Care Savage podcast, we will explore how self-care and self-worth are always in the driver's seat in all parts of our lives, in how we act and react to life. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and take a quick second to give the podcast a rating and a review. That's how we grow and spread the Self-Care Savage message. So on today's podcast, it's a solo podcast with just me, and we're going to be diving in to a topic that affects everyone, whether they realize it or not, the concept of happiness. Specifically, we're going to break down the old happy versus the new happy. You've probably heard a lot about how happiness is defined today. But what if I told you that both the old and the new perspectives on happiness have something valuable to offer? In this episode, we'll challenge the absolutes of these definitions and explore how we can blend the best of both worlds to lead to more balanced, fulfilling lives. Stick with me to discover how you can incorporate these ideas into your own self-care savage journey using practical strategies to find your own happiness. So right off the bat, I wanted to do some research and find out how much information was out there on happiness. And the best place to do that is, of course, searching around books and stuff. So here's what I came up with in the best way that I can present it to you. But it is difficult to pinpoint the exact number of books written on the subject of happiness, but it's clear that there are thousands of them. The topic of happiness has been explored extensively in both academic and popular literature over the years. For instance, millions of books have been published that touch on happiness in various ways, including through self-help, psychology, and philosophy. A review of the market shows a huge range of titles such as The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin, The Art of Happiness by the Dalai Lama, and Stumbling on Happiness by Daniel Gilbert, among many others. These books often blend scientific research with practical advice and personal stories, contributing to a massive body of work on that subject. The field has grown over time, with some estimates indicating, again, thousands of specific titles that focus on how to be happy. Okay, so let's jump in by understanding what we mean when we talk about the old happy and the new happy. The old happy has traditionally been tied to external achievements. It's about financial success, status, material wealth, and the validation that comes from those things. The world has often told us that if we work hard, accumulate wealth, and rise to the top, we'll be happy. But this perspective does have its flaws. Studies show that chasing material success can lead to burnout, stress, and even loneliness. We see it all the time. People who seemingly have it all, but are still deeply unhappy. Why is that? Because they've been chasing a version of happiness that is based on external validation rather than internal fulfillment. Then there's the new happy, which flips that script. It focuses on internal well-being, mindfulness, connection, and living authentically. The new happy is all about finding joy in the present moment, cultivating meaningful relationships, and aligning your actions with your values. Science backs this up. Research shows that when we focus on meaningful activities and authentic living, we experience a deeper, more lasting form of happiness. But here's the thing. Both of these perspectives, old and new, have their merits, and we don't have to live in absolutes. It's not where I like to float around in. So we're going to challenge some of these extremes for a minute. The old happy isn't all bad. There's value in striving for success and financial stability. Studies have shown that financial security reduces stress and can increase overall well-being. So while chasing material things for validation may not be fulfilling, having the resources to live comfortably and pursue passions without worry is an important part of balanced life. On the other hand, The new happy reminds us the importance of the inner peace connection and mindfulness. However, rejecting achievement or ambition entirely can lead to stagnation. There's a sweet spot between the two, between striving for success and enjoying the present moment. So, balance is blending the best of both. So, how can we mesh the best of both worlds? How do we blend the old and the new happy into something that works for us as individuals? The first one is pursue success with purpose. Instead of chasing success for its own sake, pursue goals that align with your personal values. If you are striving for a promotion, for example, let that ambition be driven by your desire to grow, not just to earn a title or salary. Meaningful achievements, whether professional or personal, can contribute to both your happiness and sense of purpose. Practice gratitude while building security. It's okay to want financial security. In fact, it's necessary for reducing stress. But balance it with gratitude for what you already have. Studies show that practicing gratitude can enhance life satisfaction even in the pursuit of material success. Balance individual growth and social connection. Work on your independence and self growth, but don't neglect your relationship. Research again consistently shows that strong social connections lead to longer, happier lives. Remember, it's not about choosing between self reliance and connection, it's about integrating both into your life. Work hard, but rest well. The hustle culture of the old happy tells us to keep pushing forward without rest. But true success requires balance. Schedule intentional breaks, practice mindfulness, and give yourself the space to recharge. Research again shows that taking time for rest and recovery not only improves well being, but also increases long term productivity. So here's some additional thoughts that we should ponder for a second. What if we viewed ambition as a tool for personal growth rather than an end in itself? So striving for success can be part of a meaningful life as long as it aligns with what genuinely fulfills us. Can financial success and contentment coexist? It's easy to see these are opposing forces, but financial security can be a foundation for personal peace and the freedom to live your values. It's all about how we use it. Is there space for both achievement and contentment? The drive for success doesn't have to mean dissatisfaction with the present. Perhaps the real key is learning how to pursue your goals while appreciating the journey. So a lot of takeaways for me and what things that I'd like y'all to think about from all this is the answer isn't to reject old happy or new happy, but to find a balance between them. We can pursue meaningful success while staying grounded in the present. We can build financial security without letting it define our self-worth. And we can seek personal growth without sacrificing our connections with others. Happiness doesn't have to be an either or. It can be a both and an and. So as you move forward in your own self-care savage journey, think about how you can integrate these ideas into your life. What steps can you take today to pursue your goals while also nurturing your inner well-being? Happiness isn't something to chase or a final destination. It's something to be cultivated day by day as you create a life that aligns with both your dreams and your present reality. Okay, so I hope you guys got a lot out of this old happy, new happy podcast. I know that I did through the research that I've done creating it. And but one of the things I want to tell you guys about that I've created for the community, it first started with me while I was doing this, but of course I was like, well, I need to offer these steps to the community as well. So here's what we're talking about. So I've created 10 key points that blend the best aspects of the old and new happy, along with writing prompts to help you reflect on how each idea fits into your life. These points aim to help you create a balanced approach to happiness that incorporates both external successes and internal fulfillment. So here's how you're going to get this. So what I'd like for you to do is, there in the show notes, there is an email for the podcast. But what I'd like you to do, and I will email this to you, is as a trade, is if you will, give the podcast a review and a rating. That's what helps us spread the message. And that I would be so appreciative of that, and want to send you this. If you'll just send me an email letting me know you've done that. And within 24 hours, I'll get you these 10 key points. So again, they're designed to challenge the extremes of both the old and new definitions of happiness, encouraging a balanced approach that is both ambitious and deeply fulfilling. Use the writing prompts to explore how these ideas fit into your life and help guide your own journey toward a more nuanced and sustainable form of happiness. All right, guys. Thank you for listening, and I hope the Self-Care Savage podcast has helped you in some way to start your own Self-Care Savage journey. If you have any questions, suggestions, or just a comment on today's show, there is an email in the show notes.